Hey everyone, Aurora with Supercharged Science, Homeschool Science curriculum and resources for K through 12. And today I'm going to show you how you can do easy experiments with light and lasers and holograms without actually buying anything, just using the stuff that's already inside your house. So if you like this and you want more, go to my website, www.superchargedscience.com/homeschool, and there's a free homeschool guidebook that you can download. If you like this and you want even more experiments like this, sign up on my email list and I will send them to you every week. Okay, so how do you do this? Well, let me bring you closer to my desk here so you can see what we have. So light has a lot of really cool properties, and you can investigate them just using everyday stuff. For example, I bet you already have sunglasses in your house, right? So you can get 2 pairs of sunglasses, and all you need to do is to see how light can be polarized. You take one set of sunglasses over the other, and then you're going to make them go at 90-degree angles, and you'll be able to see through the glasses at one orientation but not through the other. And I actually have a large one here so you can see it even better. Okay, so these are like 2 lenses from sunglasses, and you can see my desk, right? And if I stack them, you can still kind of see my desk through them, right? Not as well, but a little bit more. Oh, actually, let me turn down this light so you can see even better. There we go. Okay, and now if I rotate one, do you see how it's completely blocked? You can't actually see through it. And now if I rotate it, you can actually still see through it. Isn't that cool? So simply by rotating one of these, you can filter out a lot of the light. What's happening is, if you can imagine a picket fence, the light can go through the cracks between each of the boards. But if I have one picket fence on top of another, there's a little less light, but it can still make it through the cracks between the boards. If I take one of those picket fences and I rotate it, now it's like a fishnet, and you're not able to get, most of the light will be filtered out. Now, astronomers use this in their eyepieces on their telescopes when they want to filter and change the amount of light that comes into the telescope, into their eye, for like the moon, for example, which gets brighter and dimmer, right, as it waxes and wanes throughout the month. So they will put this special filter and they will adjust how much they rotate it so they can keep the light the same, just even though the amount of light coming from the moon changes throughout the month. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so there's a lot of other really cool properties of light you can investigate with your kids. One of them has to do with magnifying lenses. And what's really cool about this is you can use any old magnifying lens just like this, but you need 2. And so what you're going to do is you will grab something that you can read, like words. For example, I have like a gummy bear package here, and you can see how it can magnify, right? So now what you do is you take a second magnifier and you put it on top of this one, and then you adjust the distance looking through both of them. I have 2, it even works with these little teeny ones, these little tiny ones that you can get like at the dollar store. You can see in here, let me get something that's small. Okay, like right here, I can start to make it bigger, and now I'm going to stack this on top, and I've just made a microscope. This is a compound microscope. Now if you lift it up and look out into the distance, now we've got a refracting telescope. Same thing. Super simple, right? Isn't that cool? So there's a lot of other cool experiments you can do. Now there's all kinds of mirrors that you can use if you are using light. And also, I found these at the dollar store, but you don't need these necessarily. But what they are, they call them finger lasers. They're not lasers at all. They're like lights that are one color. And what's neat about this is you can give your kids one of each color, so not the white one, but you can get a red, a green, and a blue. And then late at night, what you can do is the kids will have these like strapped to their fingers and stuff. Tell them that you have hidden M&Ms in a room. And so you'll take like a bag of M&Ms and put them all over. Here, pretend these are M&Ms. Okay? And so you'll have these around in your room, right? Now, all the lights are off. You got to pick a really dark room in order for this to work. And now you tell them they can turn on one at a time, and their job is to identify which color is which one. And the idea here is that color, the color that you see, the reason that something is red is because it's absorbing all other colors of light and reflecting red. So the idea is that if you only put red light onto there, it's going to reflect back red light. It's going to look red in a dark room if you only shine red light on it. However, if you shine blue light in it in a dark room, this thing's going to look black because it's going to absorb all the blue wavelengths, but there's no red in here. So this is going to appear black and the kids won't be able to tell what color it actually is. Same with green. It will absorb the green wavelengths, excuse me, but not be able to emit any red because there's no red in here. Now, if these are true color, that means they're only that wavelength. But so that's a really cool experiment you can do with your kids on the colors of light. And then they can figure out that, hey, I can make purple light by putting these two together on the desk. And I could make yellow light by putting together red and green, and that will give me yellow. So there's color mixing that you can do, and you can talk about how this is different than using paint. So that's another really cool experiment that you guys can do. Okay, what do you think? How are we doing? Do you guys want some more? I have some more cool experiments to share you, but now we're going to actually move on to using a laser. Now the laser I actually put it in here. The laser in here is actually from the dollar store. This is a laser light show. I'll tell you about that in just a minute. And it's from a piece of Tupperware and some bolts from the garage. So just a regular laser will work. I'm actually going to show you a laser, a brighter laser. This one actually is a red laser and a green laser in the same unit, which is super cool. So it allows me to do different experiments. I actually found a blue laser not too long ago, which is super cool. But all you need is a dollar store laser, and you can do a ton of really cool experiments. Here, let me show you. Let me show you my face so I can talk to you about this one. So what's really cool about lasers is you can teach them safety, of course. You don't want them burning their eyeballs out with lasers. And if you have like glass crystals, these can be a lot of fun for kids to play with. So what you do is you get like a basket full of fun things for them to experiment with. So if you have any non-breakable plastic faceted things, if you have little mirrors, you can grab that as well. If you have an old CD, these are fantastic because this will show kids about diffraction gratings. Now you can buy a diffraction grating here, but you already have one on the back of your CD. So they're the same thing. The only difference between these two is that the light will pass through this thing and then split. And on this one, it'll pass through, bounce back, and then split. So if we were to do this experiment in the dark with a fog machine, you would actually see this light coming on here and splitting into about 13 more beams. Now you can see that on the desktop here. Watch this. Okay, again, just using, this is Aurora with Supercharged Science. Do you see how there's more than one beam on my desk? Oh, I don't know if you can see that. Here, I'm just trying to, do you see how there's like more than one beam coming off? So this is a great way to show kids about beam splitters. So here's what you do. If you want to like totally rack up like the parent points today, after you give your kids basic instructions with a laser, well, all you need to do is you're going to go to a room in the house, and there's a clean way and kind of an icky way to do this. Let me show you with you the icky way first, and then you decide which one's best for you. So the icky way is there's probably a room in your house that you haven't vacuumed in a while, maybe under a bed, something with carpet. So what you do is you turn all the lights off, make sure the room's really dark, and you get your laser, and in order to see the beam illuminate, you know, you actually want to see the beam itself come out like from a red laser. Normally we only see a dot, right? We only see a dot because our eyes are tuned for green. They're not tuned for red, so we don't see a dot. If you were a snake, you'd probably see a dot. I mean, you'd probably see a line. So what you do is you go under there, and you get your hands, and you go bam, 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 and all the fluff and all the ick are just going to come up and make this dust cloud, which the particles of which will illuminate the beam, and you'll be able to see a red laser beam, and that you could do some of your experiments underneath the bed. That's the icky way. You want to hear about the clean way? Okay, so this is what you need to do. So as parents, especially mom, when you're feeling a little tired, just go into the bathroom, use all the hot water, like every last little drop. You take an entirely super hot, steamy shower. As soon as you get out of there, though, you have to get out of there quickly. And the kids are going to run in with their stuff. So you go get dressed or whatever. The kids are going to run in with their mirrors, with their acrylics, with their whatever they want to experiment with. Because now they're going to shut the door, close the lights, and probably crank on some 80s tunes because the room is full of fog and steam. And they'll be able to illuminate their beam. And that's also a great way you can see how many beams are coming off one of these things. Pretty cool, huh? So that's you could choose which method you like best. If you like this, let me know. This is Aurora with Supercharged Science. I'm going to show you how to make a hologram right now. This will be the last thing that we talk about. Oh, I have to tell you about the laser light show. Let me do that. So if you're part of my science family and you're part of our online science program, the laser light show is one of the experiments in Unit 9. And again, you have to find a piece of Tupperware. And we've already gone over in that online, I have a homeschool science curriculum program. In that program, we've already gone over how to make a motor turn on and off and how to use switches. And that's what these things are. There are switches that I've mounted in here, and this will control the speed of the motor. Now we're going to put that knowledge together with motors. These are just motors. They just turn on and off. And I'm going to take a mirror and mount it to what I have a little gear pulley thing here. Now this, now you can mount it in any number of ways. You can get a piece of cork. We actually send these to you if you're part of our online science family. So you'll take these out. You're going to glue this together, and then you're going to stick them on the end. And a cool thing happens when you shine a laser beam onto a surface that's moving and it's reflective, and then you bounce it back again, you'll get spirographic images on the wall, which are super cool. So kids get to make these. So if you are part of our online science program, you can totally look at that. Oh, I forgot to tell you one other thing. While the kids are in the bathroom, here, let me just show you this part. This is going to be a little hard to see because it's not dark here, but here, so I've got my laser, and I have it like a funny shape. When lasers, if you've ever heard of fiber optics, how those work is basically the laser will stay trapped inside of this thing, and it's actually coming out the end here. Here, I'll shine it in the top, and you see how this end piece, here, I'll shine it in here, and you can see how it'll come out like right at you. Ready? Just like that. So what's happening is the laser is internally reflecting on this particular tube, and it's going bing, 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 and then comes out the end. You can do this with a column of water. So if you have a column of water like coming out of the bathtub or out of the faucet or the sink, you can actually shine your laser light and it'll stay on the inside and exit down near the drain. So that's another really cool experiment you can do to kind of show kids about fiber optics. So doing science shouldn't be hard or complicated or expensive. You know, a lot of kits, science kits that you buy, you have to keep buying them because, well, I mean, those suckers are expensive. And also they give the kids the illusion that you can only do the experiments that are given here in this little box, and it doesn't allow them to use the materials they already have that are already around them. So we want to encourage kids to use regular everyday stuff to explore their world and to build things, and not just use pre-kitted packaged things, but to actually get out there because, you know, honestly, there is no box. You know, it keeps kids in a box when in real life there isn't one. Okay, you want to see a hologram? All right, so holograms are super cool, and this one, you turn off the lights so you can see it a little better. This is an iPad, and I did a search for, you can use your cell phone too, you can do a search for holographic pyramid, and like butterfly, holographic. If somebody could type that in the comments, that would be great. You're going to search for a YouTube video. Please screen them before you show your kids. It should say something like butterfly holographic video. There's also a jellyfish you can do. And basically, you just get a clear sheet of plastic. Now this I got from, you know those donut and cookie cardboard containers, and they have like a little window. So you take the window out and then you turn it into a shape that looks like this. So this is it's got 4 corners. Here, you want to see it flat. Actually, I have a template for this. You can just cut it out. So it's like this big. And so when you put it together, it makes a box pyramid. And then I cut this out so it can sit flat. But let me show you how to do it. If somebody can just type in for me a holographic butterfly, that would be great. Okay, so here we go. Do you see how there's like nothing in here? So the butterfly is going to appear right in the middle, and I have 4 pictures of a butterfly here, and all this is somebody's put together a video that looks like this. What you do though is by introducing some reflections, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this, there is a butterfly floating right there, and he's flapping his wings. And I apologize if it's not dark enough. I'll rotate it. Maybe there's a better angle that you can see it at. There it is. Do you see it? So what's going on? So we have light that's hitting this surface. some of it's reflecting down and some of it's passing through. Because there are 4 angles, that combines into a 3-dimensional image. And so what you're seeing, obviously there's no butterfly in here, right? But what you're seeing is an image of a butterfly. Here, this one's blue. Maybe this one will show up better. Can you see him? He's floating right above the iPad. And again, it doesn't have to be fancy, right? It's just a piece of plastic normally you'd find in the trash. So that's a holographic 3D image that you can do. And again, you can look for jellyfish and dolphins and stuff like that and have all kinds of things swimming around. Okay, oh, what are the gummy bears for? Last little experiment. So when we do science experiments, it's always good to teach the kids how to ask their own questions. So this is going to prove to kids, or to you both, that the light from a laser is only one wavelength. So what do I mean by that? Remember how we talked before about how like this particular gummy bear, or this particular object is red because it takes in red light and reflects. It reflects only red light and it takes in everything else and absorbs everything else. So if I have like a yellow laser, that light should be stopped by the gummy bear. Nothing should pass through. It's like a filter. So if I have a red laser, I should see red light coming out the other end, right? If I have a green laser, what comes out? Like nothing, right? It gets stuck. So here, let's try a science experiment. Now, by the way, if you like this and you're enjoying this, go to superchargedscience.com, sign up for a free class, get on our mailing list so I can send you free personal invites to our next free live science classes that we have. We do oceanography, chemistry, geology, you name it. If you can't wait for one of those and you want to do more right now and make that laser light show and measure the speed of light with a chocolate bar, you can do that as well. Go to superchargedscience.com/trial, Trial, and you can actually try my online science program for 30 days for $1. There's no hoops, no hassles, no contracts. Try it. If you like it, stick with us. And if you don't, no problem. We still part as friends. Okay. All right. So here we go. Red gummy bear. And I've got a red laser here. Look, red laser. Red gummy bear. And if I go through it and have it hit my hand, do you see how there's light on my hand? No, it's a little hard to see in the middle of the air. There's light. There's red light like right there. Here, I'll do it one more time. Okay. Now I'm going to hit it with a green laser. Ready? Do you see any light? No, and actually, if I aim it directly at you, you can actually see how it stops the green laser right in there. Now, if I have it do it the other way, if I have a green gummy bear, and again, you got to make sure these are true colors. You can see how it's actually passing through. But if I change it to a red laser, see how handy this red-green thing is? Right there. Like there's no light that passes through. Now there might be a little bit if it's not exactly the same wavelength as the laser, but you can get the main idea. Does that make sense? I hope this has been super helpful. We're doing a whole week just of super cool science experiments without buying a lot of stuff. Maybe you had to buy a $1 laser, or not. You know, you don't have to do the laser experiments. And so on Monday we did flight and aerodynamics. Yesterday we built an electric circuit using tin foil and what did we use? Masking tape. We did aerodynamics just with a raisin and a hairdryer and a piece of paper. Today we covered light. We're also going to do sound as well as chemistry, and on Friday we're going to do robotics. So stick with us. We're going to do a different Facebook Live every day. If you haven't joined my mailing list, do that at superchargedscience.com/ you can go to trial, Trial, to try my online science program for 30 days, money back guarantee, full unconditional happiness guarantee. Try it for 30 days for $1. You can try that. If not, if you want to just sign up to get a personal invite to my free online classes for homeschool kids, go to www.superchargedscience.com and sign up where it says free class under free stuff, and you can check that out as well. I hope this has been helpful, and I will see you folks next time. Take care, everybody.